a study on inmates, on prisoners who were about to be released. They noticed that there was a decline in the way they were doing things. It was almost like their regular life became very uncomfortable, and the reason was they had a mental picture of the freedom they were about to experience. Because they had imagined what their life would look like outside the cell, the freedom they will have, it became almost impossible for them to bear the prison lifestyle anymore. It became very excruciating. Like, what the heck am I doing here? My freedom is coming. This is not where I want to be.
Social media. A seductive stage on which we dance to the tunes of trends and expectations of maxed audience on whose applause we feed on. The dopamine rush from the sounds of likes, comments, and followers. And as we dance to this deceptive rhythm, we lose ourselves in the music of comparison and self-doubt. But this dance, it isn't real. It's only a dream that wakes us back to the reality that life is worth more than existing for the applause of others. So like a dreamer must awake from his slumber, we too must wake up from the slumber of social media.
You guys, wait, am I the only one that YouTube has been recommending videos about social media, or how I quit social media, 365 days without social media affect my mental health, mental everywhere is mental health, nobody have mental health again. I don't know what is going on, you guys, but it's something we need to talk about, all right? Because I really believe that the social media I joined 2015 and what it is right now, there are two different things right now. Because back then, Facebook, in fact, that was the social media that was in vogue at the time for us, right? It was to go and save our Retrika pictures on Facebook. That was why we were posting on social media. If you know what Retrika is, if you know that app, congratulations, you are getting older. But yeah, on a more serious note, it's getting out of hand. It's a conversation I want us to have. And you guys, but no, I'm not giving you 3-step manual to come, let's reason together. That's what we're going to be doing today. I've never been that person to be affected by what happens on social media. Maybe it's because I do have a good sense of self. Hear me out. Don't judge me yet. I never would see someone making it and feel bad for my own self. Does that make sense? I was never that person who would measure my own success with someone else's highlighted pictures, because this is what it is highlighted. Obviously, I am looking put together. My makeup is on, have a nice hair, I'm looking good, I got my good glasses. Everything is looking put together. Obviously, this is not how I look on a daily basis, all right? So I have the understanding that these are highlighted or created pictures. It's not their day-to-day life. It's just highlighted moments from their day-to-day living. So that understanding has really helped me. I was that girl who was like, all the social media, mental health, please miss me with that, all right? Not until recently. That's when it just hit me like uppercut, elbow, everything. That, there's a problem, right? Don't wait till it gets there. For those of you who have never felt jealous, like you're not doing enough for yourself because of social media, do not wait until it gets there, right? This video will help you to prevent that from happening to you. So don't be like me that was like,
what business of mine is it, as long as I don't take this yam from my savary mouth?
Yeah, it's a poem. As established in my previous video, I tend to overthink. I tend to reflect a lot about life and about my experiences, hence why I have so much stories to tell, all right? So at this point, you guys already know I'm going to tell you the story of how social media almost made me lose my steez and my composure. But I said, nah, not today, devil. So right about now, make sure you subscribe to the channel, all right? Like the video, and I'm going to wait for you before I start the story. Are you done? You sure? Okay, so I am done with university and I'm currently serving my country. It's a 1-year program. Yeah, they give you allowance at the end of the month. Let's not talk about that one. Let's just stick to why we're here, because that's a story for another day. I have just 3 months before I finish NYSC, so it's about that time where I'm job hunting. It's almost 3 months till I finish. So obviously I have to apply to different companies, different parastatals, just to secure a job so that when I finish, I can have something doing, if that makes sense. Aside from YouTube, of course. Be that as me, I've been applying and I've been receiving premium Ella Coco, a lot of rejection letters, heaps and piles of rejection letter. I understand this part of job hunting. Anyways, this particular day, I received a rejection letter from a company I really wanted to work with. I was looking forward to work with this company, but unfortunately, I was rejected. Excuse me. And I really didn't think much to it because, again, like I said, just keep on applying because you don't know which one is going to come through. So that day passes by, everything normal. So the next day, I go on social media and I see this girl who, by the way, I'm older than. Let's put that in perspective. Doesn't mean anything, but just put it in perspective. I am older than. And she goes, oh, how much I spent for May, and she's listing, and before you know it, she's spending millions of naira. And I'm like, wow. Again, I did not even think much of it, right? A few days later, I wake up with this heaviness. I just couldn't explain. Like, I'm just waking up. I did not have a bad dream. I did not sleep angry. Why am I waking up with such heaviness? Thankfully, that day fell on a service day, so I had to go to church. I sluggishly prepared and I went to church. We were asked to bring out our prayer requests, and I got to that part where I wrote about the whole job hunting stuff. And the enemy, it has to be the enemy. Yes, it's the enemy. He just came and was having this very subtle conversation, and he was like, I've been applying since. Are you sure this one is going to work? Are you sure I'm going to get a job? Are you sure this and that? And because I woke up with heaviness, I did not have the strength to rebuke and cast out and bind, whatever. But thankfully, my pastor, Pastor Love, she immediately talked about believing in God, reviving your faith, even when it seems like your prayers aren't answered. At that point, like, that's what I needed to hear. When she said that, it kind of gave me energy to pray. Although I still felt some type of way, but when the devil saw that I was not giving him attention, he went by himself. Now, what am I trying to drive at? The things that we watch on social media, the things that we feed our eyes on, they affect us, even at a subconscious level. We may not think of it as anything. It may just be us scrolling. Some of you, the moment you are scrolling, that's when you're feeling the anger, the jealousy, everything comes at a go. But to others, it may be a subconscious programming where you feel like, I should have attained this height by this age. Nothing wrong with having goals, nothing wrong with setting standards, but come on. If you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s at this time and age, please cut yourself some slack, okay? You're doing the very best you can with the resources at your disposal. I had to talk to myself like, good news, you are doing the best you can. You have skills, right? So YouTube is a skill. I can't you peep my background? Peep this quality. Of course, I'm doing the best I can. I cannot come and kill myself and come and die. I can't decide when the algorithm chooses to push out my content, but I can decide to be consistent. I can decide to focus on small changes. This is not how I started. This was how I started. But look at me now. There's growth. There's a lot of improvement. But if I'm comparing my progress with someone who just went viral, with someone who had a helping hand, I may never see my own growth. I may never acknowledge how far I've come. And it's the same for you. Thank God they got that job. Thank God they got that car. My dear, your own is coming. And even if it doesn't come, see, I have made a resolution in my heart. What is the resolution? To be happy no matter what. You see, I keep on saying this to people I talk to. I say happiness is a choice, because you will forever find reasons why you shouldn't be happy. You see, this life will keep on giving you reasons why you should not be happy. But I have chosen to be happy. Even if it's only Gary I can afford. In fact, Gary is a luxury. But even if that's what I can afford, see, I would drink that Gary. I would drink it like I am eating fried rice and chicken. I also feel like sometimes our constant comparison with people we see on social media has more to do with how we feel already about ourselves, right? The way we perceive ourselves more than what we are seeing, right? At the end of the day, all fingers are not equal. Some people have a good start at life. Some people, they are coming from generational wealth. Why some persons have to really put in the work before they see anything tangible. Everybody know they the same level. We did not have the same head start. So why are you comparing your own starting point with someone else's finish line? We are all on different journeys, right? Enjoy the process. I have chosen to enjoy this process. Once upon a time, I was looking for an IT placement. Did I get a placement? Of course I did. Did I get it in the place I wanted to get it? No. Did I get a better placement? Yes. At the end of the day, they are not better than you. The only thing is that they had the opportunity, right? So stay prepared, because the opportunity will surely come. Find joy in your process. Social media will not give you joy. It is you that will choose to have joy. Now, not to negate the fact that social media does play a part in the way we think, right? If you know that you usually get anxious, take responsibility for your social media intake. You are in control of your life. Social media should never control you. A lot of times it's because we spend ridiculous amounts of time on social media. That's why it feels like our life is not moving forward. You know, I was watching a podcast, I think the Diary of a CEO, he had this lady on the podcast, and she was pretty much talking about social media and how much, the extent it can affect us. She made reference to a study on inmates, on prisoners who are about to be released.
There's a study showing that when prisoners are about to be released, they're still in prison, but in their mind, they're already thinking about the release, which is great. And so now their expectations are kind of higher, and that makes them feel worse. So they're actually very close to release, but in fact, they're feeling really bad because their daily life is much worse from what they expect their daily life to be.
That's the same thing with social media. When we constantly feed ourselves with feeds of people who are way ahead of us, it makes us uncomfortable with our own reality. When we get back to our reality, we are almost disgusted, like, why am I here? It increases your anxiety. You keep on pressuring yourself to look like the person you have seen on social media. And that's why I say sometimes just take a break. Take out the time to learn. Have tangible skills. Take courses. See, at the end of the day, for you to do all of this, you have to take time away from social media. Just in case you are at that point where you're affected by social media. Girl, boy, I got you. At the end of the day, where you are now is somebody's prayer point. No matter how far gone or how behind you think you are somebody's prayer point. So just keep that in mind and be happy. I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you learned something, the only way you can support me right now is by sharing this video. This will make the algorithm know that this content is valuable. Share the video to your different social media platforms. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. I'll see you guys in my next one. Until then, bye for now.